Hello out there, everybody, and
Yes.
hello to Rowen and Ganesha.
Yeah. Yes. Like what I said, today is Ganesha's birthday. So this is Ganesha is also, the remover of obstacles and also the person who opens and begins things. So today is a new opening for us uh, on developing relationship between Germany and Singapore.
That is so great. I really love Ganesha. I think he's one of the most popular gods sorry, I'm not very good with the gods there. Is it Hinduism or is it
Hinduism.
it's Hinduism, yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
a lot of because it's a elephant god, elephant head god. So in Thailand they revere the animal which is the elephant. So it's also very popular in Thailand.
of course, yeah, that's an animal we don't have here in Germany so often.
Yeah. So this is a picture drawn by one of the artists who is from Thailand,
Uh-huh.
and it is done in chalk paper, and you can see that there's some glittering on it as well.
It's lovely.
With
And
like charcoal, what do you call it? Charcoal ink. So it's
uh-huh.
very special. Yeah.
It's really lovely. And how do you celebrate this day in Singapore?
This day it's not a public holiday in Singapore, but it's public holiday in India. For Singapore, you go to a temple, Hindu temple, and you can just, if you are Hindu, then you just pray to Ganesha god, and then you bring some sweets because Ganesha likes sweet and sugary stuff, and also milk. Yes, and do a prayer so that he will bless you for your opportunity for this whole year.
Wow, I didn't know this. That's very interesting. We have a
Hmm.
little Ganesha statue here in our house, so I have to give him some sweets
Yes.
today.
Yes. So, but a lot of people thought Ganesha is a god of wealth, but actually he's a person who removes obstacle and is a god of wisdom instead of wealth.
Yeah.
So, if you don't want any obstacles, you can pray to him. He's someone who does a lot of obstacle remover things.
Did you do this right now when you had technical issues?
Oh, yeah. I invoked Ganesha to solve because there was some issue connecting. I normally I use what do you call Zoom
Hmm.
for
Interviews.
international, or I do Instagram. Yeah, this is the first time I'm using this platform, so need to learn everything again. Mm,
Yeah, it's just easier to handle, and I can stream it on diverse social media at once. So that's why I like to use that.
that's very good. That's
Yeah,
very good.
I really like
Yes.
it too. And you have loads of pictures behind you. Can you tell us a bit
Oh
about
yeah.
them?
So this one is by Ciro Marchetti.
Ah, yes, of course.
Chiro, and it is about the legacy tarot of the legacy of the divine tarot, his third tarot deck. So when you buy his like first limited edition thing, it will come with option to buy this. So it looks very nice framed up.
Yeah, it's very lovely. Interesting.
And this is from his Oracle of Visions.
Okay.
I like this particular art is because it is about a guardian angel overlooking the creation of new life. Yeah.
Interesting.
And on this side, this is the Seven of Wands from Shadowscape. And this is original art which I bought from Stephanie Law. So
Yeah,
yeah, Hmm?
Shadowscape, of course. Yeah, that's a deck from an Asian artist, right?
Yes. But she's staying in America, so it is published under U.S. Games. So it
Mhm.
is American U.S. Games published deck.
So, my first question was when I got to know about the association of Singapore, the Tarot Association, of which you are the head, I
Yes.
take it, how Tarot came to Singapore, because of course, we are worldwide connected now, but I always thought that in Singapore you would use other things for oracling or.
In Singapore, there's a lot of different oracle tools as well. There's the Chinese oracle, there's the Malay oracle, Indian oracle, but tarot was also less well known in Singapore. But because Singapore is a global city, so um, tarot also came to Singapore. Actually, in fact, there were tarot readers who were way my senior, like now who are in the 70s or 60s or 70s years of age in Singapore, and they've been doing tarot for much longer than I have. So I started tarot when I was in secondary school, which is in 1990.
Same as me about, yeah, interesting.
Yes. So my first tarot deck was actually the Dawn Tarot by Israel Rigage
Uh-huh.
and Robert Wang. So it was not a very common deck to start with. Normally, most people will start with RWS or Marcel's
Yeah.
or something like that. But I basically it was a present from my aunt, because my
Okay.
aunt, she does tarot and she uses the Crowley tarot, which is the Toff.
Yeah, of
But
course.
she had a spare Golden Dawn tarot, so she was looking at me playing too much computer game. Said you must learn something which is more interesting. So she asked me to start tarot, and I started with one of the more difficult decks. But of course, I progressed on to use many other decks as well.
Yeah, here, one Frauke who's watching us is asking about the position of tarot in Asia, which is kind of the same question I have, and how popular
Oh,
tarot
okay.
is.
So tarot is also very popular in Asia. In fact, one of the first tarot artists or first Thai tarot artists created a deck known as the Roots of Asia Tarot. I don't know whether you've seen this deck before.
Die
And
Wurzeln Asiens.
it's
It's
German, right?
yeah, but it's the publishing house doesn't exist any longer, so it must
I
be from the
know.
80s or
So
so.
correct. This is a legendary tarot deck, which is very, very old.
I've never heard of this. I have to write this down. Die Wurzeln Asiens. Okay. The roots of Asia.
Yes, it's known as the Roots of Asia Tarot. It is
Uh-huh.
done by Mr. Tawan. He is a very senior and respected tarot person who is also, I'm very honored to be my friend in Thailand. So he did this tarot deck way back in well, let me see. First, I can have a look. I can look at the publishing book. Um, where does it write? Can see this deck is done in 2001, the turn of the century.
Okay, so just just before the publishing house went down.
Ah,
Okay.
yes. So
It
this is
must have
one of
been one
the
of their last projects,
yes.
basically.
So it is one of the legendary decks of I think even our age, because like a lot of the publishing houses now. The biggest two are like Llewellyn, no, three: Llewellyn, US Games, and Los Cabros. Those are the three biggest publishing house. But we have a lot of Asian decks, and we even have if you check out my page or about me and also the Tarot Association, you can see that we have a lot of links to a lot of Southeast Asian countries. It is getting very popular, especially in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Philippines, in Indonesia, and also in Singapore. So actually, the month before,
In
actually
July.
it's last month, July, last month, July. They had a big major fair in Thailand called the Gypsy Fair, and I was asked to join it. And this is a tarot deck which me and Southeast Asian artists came up with. It is known as the Southeast Asian Myths and Story Tarot Deck.
The Southeast Asian myth and what is the S?
Stories,
Stories.
Myths and Stories Tarot Deck.
Interesting.
So this was launched on Kickstarter. The first edition is sold out. So maybe I will launch on Kickstarter again for the second edition with more art and stuff. So this deck is based on a lot of Southeast Asian tarot myth stories, such as you can see the Ace of Cups.
I
It
can
is
see
like
a
a
dragon or
dragon.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dragon. And the vessel in the center represents the cups, the Ace of Cups.
Wow. That's lovely. Who did this deck? Is it a cooperation or is it one artist?
Oh no, it's a cooperation by many artists over Southeast
Wow.
Asia. So
It's
it's
lovely.
yeah, this is my special edition. So in this edition, you have a lot of different artists from Southeast Asia, and you have different art styles. Basically, you have art styles which are like this, like cartoon like, and then you have a bit surreal, I would say realistic. Okay, this particular card is special because this is actually a real person. Real person is a photography, and then
Oh,
do the costume design and everything. Actually, the card looks like this.
wow. That's a tower or?
No, Knight of Swords.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a tower energy anyway.
So I made the costume so that she can wear similar costume to this.
It's
You see?
amazing. I really like this deck. You really need to do it again. So how
I
can
will do it on Kickstarter again. This time I will have more cards in it, and basically it's if you want to know about actual places to see and on stories of Southeast Asia, it is a good deck because it will introduce many places and many stories of Southeast Asia to everybody. And personally, the card which I did. This is a collaborative deck by many artists. So the card which I actually put in a lot of effort and draw and presented it is this card, which has August energy.
oh, that the strength. Oh, it's lovely. I really like this. It's also it's glittering. Is it
No, this is the special edition, which is
okay.
glittering version. But the normal is just matte, like normal printed on the deck. So it's also very nice.
And and
So,
and
hmm?
you instigated this deck or
Oh yes, I instigated this deck. Last year we had a successful Kickstarter, but it's sold out already. I'm going to do another Kickstarter. I'll show a link on when I'm going to run the Kickstarter probably this month. And then I will also run another deck, which is this. This is
the
by This is on I Ching.
Okay, I couldn't read the title of the deck. It's the
This is known as the Night Gold Oracle.
Night Gold Oracle. Okay.
Yeah, and then the artist is actually Lin Narcisco.
Uh-huh.
You may be familiar with his name because he did the Vanessa Tarot.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I've heard of.
You know
Yeah,
the
I don't have it, but
cartoon.
I've seen pictures of it. Okay.
I have it, but I need to fetch it. It's
How many
not.
decks do you have?
I have over 400 plus.
Yeah, it looks
400
like
plus.
it.
I'm not a hoarder, but I have many decks. So the tarot quality in Southeast Asia is growing. You can see a lot of different type of decks, and then you have very cute decks like this. Let me check. Animal decks, like this.
Wow, this is nice as
Rabbit.
well.
There's a rabbit deck called Luna Lupin Tarot.
Luna Lupin.
Yeah, it's
I
about
like this.
rabbits. So actually, it comes with a rabbit pouch thing.
Wow.
So the quality of the deck is actually very good. Let me show you. So it comes with silver gilding.
I'm a bit nervous because I already buy so many decks from the States and from Britain
Yes.
and whatever, and now
Yeah.
there's also
So
the Asian market I wasn't aware
so
of.
you can see that this deck is quite. It's on the. It's a animal lover deck. So it's for people who like rabbits. Because the artist who did this likes animals. He likes to do animal type decks. So this is his rabbits deck. He has another deck which is on dogs. Let me show you. Well, I don't, you know, there's a lot of animal lovers.
I was just thinking, when does the Ganesha deck come out?
Oh, there is a Ganesha deck, but
Of course.
I don't collect Ganesha deck because the energy of the Ganesha deck does not resonate with me. But this
Okay.
is on dogs, so
Okay.
it's a Shiba dog, which is quite cute.
Lovely.
Mm.
So there are lots of decks using animals. There are decks giving the Asian spirits. Are there any decks where the Hindu gods are included somehow?
Yes. But Hindu gods, yes, there is such decks, but I don't own any of those decks
Okay.
because I'm not connected to those decks. But I have this particular deck, which is called the Hidden Truth Tarot.
Wow.
It is interesting because it has this wording inside.
Can't read it totally. When you are ready to step up your game, try to open up a card with your heart and use your wisdom to. Oh, I feel like at the doctors. I can't read the last two words.
So this deck is a deck which is very interesting because it has a lot of astrological symbols. It's a very powerful deck. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, very
It has
interesting.
a very interesting energy to this deck.
Yes. So if people would like to know more about Asian tarot art, is there a site where many decks are listed, or do we just have to look?
So you can look at my page. There's also a lot of my page. I normally feature a lot of Asian tarot decks, as
Mhm.
well as I feature a lot of created decks in Asia. Even like this one.
Wow.
This is a Chinese deck, but it's about it's an oracle deck about Chinese legends.
Love it.
Yeah. Then
Interesting.
this is another deck which is more, I think, Western because it's about the Gatsby era. 1920s type of deck.
1920s, yeah.
Yeah, so this deck is pretty nice because it has very interesting. It's a deck designed for ladies because the card has this type of gilding. Ah,
That's ladies,
shiny,
ladies.
shiny, lady type. So it has, see, it has this type of positive reinforcement type of cards like perfection or
Uh-huh.
like soulmate finding. Very tailored to the
Really,
ladies market.
very sweet.
Yeah. So yes, there's a lot of different decks in Asia as well.
So I will link. I'm not sure whether I put your page into the show notes, but I will do this later so people can
Sure, no problem.
look at it and
So
also profit from
yes,
Kickstarter campaigns or whatever.
yes. I will let you know once I launch the Kickstarter as well, so that you can help me support the Sims Tarot second edition.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
we regularly write newsletters to our members at the association. I can tell them about this. We are connected already on Instagram. I saw my
mm,
social
mm.
media girl did this already, and yeah, let's unite. But tell me a bit about your association. How came it to happen? And
Okay. So basically, what started was in 2008.
okay,
2008. So
14 years ago.
meetup.com. So it wasn't an association at that time. So basically, it was just a meetup session. I took several decks down to a coffee shop and said, okay, let's have a meetup session. Then about 10 people come and then we shared some knowledge on tarot. Then I've been holding meetups since 2008 until now. And yeah, then only this year because last year I decided to make it into an official association because I got more like-minded people. So our association in Singapore is about 50 members.
Wow, that's good. A lot.
Yeah. Yes. And our Facebook group has about 1,800 plus members. And the Instagram, I think about 500 followers at this moment. But my there are other tarot associations in Southeast Asia, like in like in Thailand. They have over thousand or tens of thousands of members.
Really?
Yes, because they like tarot more than us. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I I heard from James Vainless, who's often in China doing the guy who did the Voyager Tarot,
Mhm.
that Asia has a huge market, but I didn't think that it would be
No,
that
it
great.
is. It is huge. It is a huge market, but one thing is, the potential is big, but the other thing is there's a lot of pirates around.
Mm.
So pirates on tarot decks, and they like to copy. So you get really some subpar quality tarot decks out in the market as well.
And yeah, that was the one thing. Do you have any aims for the association? I mean, is it about?
Oh, the aims of the association is to have like Southeast Asian Tarot Conference, whereby we will invite like international tarot teachers to come and give like workshops, and then we also have like a tarot fair of some sort to sell products, and also exhibition on the Singapore or Southeast Asian tarot decks, so people can understand the tarot art. Because my view is tarot is not just a tool for divination. It is very much more than that. It can be used for counseling in certain aspects. It can also be used for script writing, storytelling. Yeah, I use it to teach my daughter how to do composition.
Really?
Yes, because you can do narrative composition with tarot cards.
Wow, I didn't know this. So you draw a card and then she gets inspired, or how do you do it?
I'll talk about archetypes, about how to blend the narrative into a scenario, such as like if two people get into a quarrel, it's like Five of Wands type of scenario, and then how the Five of Wands may turn into the Five of Swords scenario, whereby one win and the other one loses, or it could be a Six of Wands scenario whereby one of them is triumphant. So you can blend that narrative into any composition or script or how you write stories. Basically, my view is tarot is a story. Actually, you can
Yes.
see how the development of each of the suits from the ace to the tens, and how it develops the story based on the progressiveness of how we say like basically as scenario whereby the wands, whereby if you add more wands to it, like the 10 of wands is you're overworked, right? Because you have too many stress on your shoulders. But whereas if you are at the 2 of wands, you're in a position whereby you're in a commanding position whereby there's no stress.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Are you also working for counselors who do tarot, readers who do tarot? Do you have many professional people in your
Actually, in Singapore, there are some people who use tarot, combine tarot with coaching, life
Mm-hmm.
coaching. So there are certain of the tarot readers are life coaches, and then in Thailand, there are also coaches who use tarot imagery in their like mind mapping, activities.
Mm-hmm. And
So
are there real readers like oracling people who do it
oh yes, yes, yes,
professionally?
yes. There are definitely oracle people in Singapore and such, and also there are people who do magic and
Okay.
take
I just
away blood spirits and stuff.
I need to say something in German for a second. Liebe Jutta, das können wir leider nicht machen. Wir haben kein Übersetzungsprogramm. Aber in der Tarot heute werden diese Artikel auch immer wieder noch mal auf Deutsch nachgereicht später. Sorry about this. Somebody asked whether we could have German subtitles, and we can't do that.
At this moment, because I'm not proficient in German.
Are you not?
No. I can understand the, like if I read the German, I can understand part of it because English have a bit of German type of phonics inside as well, so I can understand part of it, but not like converse in German. Yeah, I'm only conversant in English and Chinese, a bit of Spanish.
I think that's enough, to be honest. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another question I wanted to ask you. Do you have real bookstores, for example, which are just for tarot or anything? Or
Yeah, there are some stores such as there's Kinokuniya, Kinokuniya is a bookstore in Singapore and Southeast Asia, which have a big selection on tarot. But in Singapore, there's a lot of online merchants who are selling tarot stuff, whom I know, but because firstly the rental in Singapore is a bit expensive. We also have a lot of like new age centers which also offer tarot courses and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But at this moment in time, we have not gotten any of the new age center to join part of the association. So the association is like separate from the new age centers, the different like new age centers or new age shops or bookshops, because in Singapore, the view is that each of these new age centers, they feel that if we join into like a association or something, it's also detrimental to themselves, because they will feel that their business is going to the association and not going to their actually core activities. I haven't gone round that type of politics because it's a bit political between the different centers, and there's a lot of ego going around. If you're a center owner, or you're uh, like a what do you call that? It becomes very business like or commercial like. So we try to steer away from portraying ourselves as a center. We we portray ourselves as a group of tarot readers, as well as group of professional tarot readers who are teaching, who are really showing people this is how you do a tarot reading. This is uh, whom we connect with. And like, let's say, for myself, I connect well with Mary Gray.
Yeah, she's great.
Yes, and I did interview with Rachel Pollack. Yes, thankfully Rachel is now better.
Roger, yes.
Yes, yes, which I think that's good news.
Yeah, very good news.
Yeah, and various US people, but for Europe side, I have very little connection for Germany. For
Well, we can change this.
Sure, sure, sure. For Italy, I have connections with several Italian readers, but they are all very they want to, most of the Italian readers, they tend to promote like the old Italian style tarot cards and tarot style of reading. They are not so open to like Lenormand, or like RWS, or like Golden Dawn or Crowley type of tarot reading. So they are promoting, but one particular tarot reader who we have good connection with is Giordano Berti,
Mhm.
who does the Sola Busca tarot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I have few friends in London, like Emily Carding. I don't know whether you
Yeah,
know.
she's lovely. I really
Yes,
like her
yes,
a lot.
yes. She's yeah, she's the one who did the transparent tarot, as well as the tarot of the she.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very nice person
Yeah.
to talk to, and sometimes I will comment on her posts and to give her some encouragement.
So you need to come to the conference in London in October.
Uh, I won't be there, but one of my friends would be there. The lady who did this tarot deck, which is the Gatsby tarot.
Uh-huh.
She would be there to also promote this deck, because this deck will be launched in Atlantis. The Atlantis bookstore in
Yeah,
London.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
they will launch it in London.
Really? Well,
Yes.
I will be there, so I can meet up with her.
Oh, okay, I'll give you her contact. She
Yes,
will
please.
be delighted to meet you, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, it will be good for her, as well as because she is a art fanatic. She has a PhD in museum studies, and yeah, so she's organizes. She understands painting very well.
I'm really interested. I'm really impressed, and especially that there's so much going on which I was not aware of. People are
Well,
people are
it's
saying
a
you
different part of the world,
yeah,
but
but
glad we connected.
it shows me again that I think quite narrowly, because I
Mm.
always thought
Oh yeah,
tarot is something
and
Western.
and the other person is what's her name? Joe Watkins. She's from Perth, Australia.
Yeah,
She
Joe
came
Watkins
to.
is here actually.
Oh, hello, Joe. This is your deck. I'm showing your deck. Okay, so Joe, I met her in Singapore in the earlier part of this month.
Mhm.
So she brought some gifts, and I'm quite honored that I got the Change of Life Tarot. It's a wonderful deck, and it was delighted to meet with her. So yeah, it's like we are developing connections all over the world, which is good.
Yeah, it's very good. When is your next fair in Singapore?
Oh, I need to plan. The main purpose of me doing the Sims Tarot is to uh do a conference in of Southeast Asia tarot stuff in Singapore, but
Mhm.
I need to really seriously sit down and
You have
plan how to do that.
you have the idea, but you don't know yet how to do it, basically.
Not I don't know is like it's a challenge because you need manpower, you need people, and then you need to get a venue to do it. I need to do a lot of writing of proposals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll take a bit of time, but definitely I will do it within uh, maybe within next year. Confirm it will be done.
Will you keep us posted about this? That's very. I'm
Oh,
sure.
definitely, we can keep connections, and there's a lot of going on in Southeast Asia, and of course, the more immediate thing is I'm going to launch the second edition of my Sims Tarot, which is something very different and unique in the tarot world because it gives aspect and stories of Southeast Asia, which I think is news to many people in Europe and in the Germany especially.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Kickstarting campaign. Even more stuff I need to buy. And perhaps once you launched it, we could meet up again and you can show us a bit more about this deck.
Yes.
That
Because
would
it
be
has
really
a very
interesting.
nice artwork as well, which is quite amazing. Let me show you maybe one or two more art if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I just need to close my door because my son decided
Oh, okay.
to open his. So
Yeah, so there's there's this particular artwork which I want to show you. This is I printed out in bigger format, so it's easier to see. Yes.
okay, I can
So this
see it.
is the page of pentacle and the page of swords. It's actually it's a story about two brothers coming together to free their mother through a lot of trials and challenges. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a deck with many interesting stories, and these stories are not modern stories. These stories are like legends from uh 14th century or 15th century, but from this region.
So you are inspired by this Western tool, but more and more use it for your stories and myth in Asia, which
Mm, because I the view is tarot can be used for actually any story if you were to put your mind into it. It's like it's just like the structure of how you structure any story,
Mhm.
and you can use that as the baseline to do a tarot deck of almost anything.
Yeah.
uh there's a one of the inspired tarot deck from Southeast Asia, or a Thai tarot deck, is about a cancer patient, how she fight cancer, and later became a marathon runner. So it's a tarot deck about her challenges to overcome a terrible disease and become a marathon runner. So it can be like a life changing, inspirational story, such as that.
So you use it also a bit like a manga or a storybook.
Oh, basically, my view is yes, tarot itself can be a story. That's the basis of how we can see things. because tarot when we are doing a reading, we are not like we must put ourselves in the view that we are a narrator, and the story which we are telling is the person's life story. When they are asking a question like what happened to me yesterday, or or one particular question which really struck me previously was, there was a person, a friend of mine. He asked me a question. She said, with three cards, can you tell me what happened to my office yesterday? So I took three cards. I did a past, present, future deck, past, present, future spread. The first card was Seven of Swords. Center card was the Tower card, and the last card was High Priestess.
Okay.
So the background was, at least I knew, because he's my friend, so I know what's his profession. So when I drew the cards, I told him the Seven of Swords is someone in your office forgot to do something, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which was against company regulation. So that's first thing. Second thing, there was a big fire in your office, okay, which is the Tower card. And the last card is High Priestess. And today people went and discovered what caused the fire. Okay, so this is just what I read from the cards.
I
Okay,
like that.
so that's what I read from the cards. I didn't put in additional words. Those were the exact same words which I told him. So the guy was amazed. So he said, "You are so spot on." First thing he said, the server room, their computer server room, caught fire today, and it burned down. Okay, so after the investigation, they found out that the person or the building management off all the aircon for the entire office, including the server room. So the server room overheated and caught fire. And the other person who was supposed to put up the backup generator for the server room, off the server room's generator. So he did not follow company regulation. So exactly what I said came true, or what I described came true. So those were three, how you use three cards to tell a story, and the quadrant related to the story exactly.
It's amazing. I
That's just
really like
a
this.
basic tarot reading, right? And it's just from three very basic cards. And those three cards can be read in a million different ways. Yeah. But I chose those words exactly at that time so that it resonated with my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something which happens when you do card readings, that words come up which you usually don't use yourself, but in contact with the person sitting in front of you, you grab these words. That's what I find when I do readings.
It is. It is. It
Yeah.
is like what they call synchronicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's really. I'm really so happy that you took the time to speak with me, because I really, yeah, I really need to look now into this scene more. And as I read from what other people are writing, they are all would also like to know more about this. So you have to come back to us.
Oh, sure.
People are
Sure.
writing now that their break is finishing, because I put this into our German midday break.
Lunchtime. Yes,
Exactly,
yes,
lunchtime. So
yes.
because you
Is
are
it still very hot in Germany now?
no, since yesterday it has cooled down.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I know it was like a summer heat wave all over Europe, which is
yeah,
very bad.
yeah, it is still. I mean, I'm in Hamburg, which is in the north of Germany, and here it's quite cool. But I think down in the south it's still quite warm, and we don't have any rain, which is not so good. But at least
Yes.
we're not in Pakistan, so it's.
Pakistan is very, very hot.
Yeah, well, and there has been this flooding there, so
Mhm.
I don't know. You either have no water right now, or you have too much water. I guess it's
Yes,
bit.
that is true. Yeah, great to have this interview with you and connecting and sharing my small stories.
Yeah, thank you very much. Everybody out there says they liked it, so you need to come back, and we need to do what associations do, which is connect with each other more. And
That is great.
I will, you send me the page, and I will write members about this. And thanks for
Definitely.
being here today. It was
Thank
really
you,
interesting.
Christine. Yes, thank you.
So, anybody out there, alle, die kein Englisch sprechen, es tut mir leid, manchmal gibt es halt Leute, die eher mit Englisch unterwegs sind. Aber es gibt ja auch wieder deutsche Chats. Am 12. September könnt ihr euch das schon mal vormerken. Sorry about speaking German again.
Sure, no problem.
Some people are having a rough time still with English, and so I try to tell them some things.
No, I understand. In Germany, I think a lot of people speak German, and yeah.
Well, the generation of my son, they are perfect in English, but our generation still have some problems, I have to say.
Because one of my beginning of my career, I was an aircraft engineer, so I talked to a lot of aircraft technicians, or the people who build the Airbus engines, and they are Germans, so they like to speak in German. or they speak in German, then we will just talk about numbers. So once they see the numbers, then it's easy, because we use all the same type of alphanumerical numbers. Because yeah,
Funny.
mathematics is without language.
Okay, Rowen, you go into your evening, because it's now around 7:30
Okay,
at
thank
yours,
you,
right?
and may everybody be blessed by Ganesha today, and
Yes,
all
you
obstacles
too.
be removed. Okay,
Let's
namaste,
remove
namaste.
all obstacles. Namaste.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, bye.